This is the Mooncast.
See you, space cowboy.
Bro, man. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you. Now, how you pronounce your name?
It's Vandross, but I go by Moonboy. So it's part of my company and everything within my company. So, yeah.
So, what you comfortable with? How I'm gonna call you? Moonboy or
You could call me Moonboy, Vandross. Both of them are fine. Or Van for short, like VAN, like a minivan. So that's also cool too
okay.
as well. Yeah. So
Okay.
how do you pronounce your name, and where does your
Haim.
ethnic background come from? Yeah.
Haim.
Haim.
Yes.
Is it Jewish, or where is it derived from?
Yeah. Jewish.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome, man. That's really cool. And you live in New York?
Yes.
Okay. How's that experience been like for you? Because I know there's a lot of I was just in New York actually in December, and I saw that there's a lot of Jewish people there, and I hear that they're basically buying up all the property.
Where do you live?
I'm sorry.
Where you calling from?
Oh, I'm in Bulgaria currently right now, but I'm from the U.S. Yeah.
What you do in Bulgaria?
So I basically run two companies. One of them is a B2B SaaS-based model for documentation and storage for logistics, and the other one is a blockchain consulting firm for investing in Web3 technology.
Okay.
Yeah. And yeah, so for you, your background, what's your background about?
What do you mean?
In regards to education and business, your profession, etc.
Well, I didn't finish high school, so I never graduate. I mean, I did some privately course, which is mean self-education.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I took some course here in New York. About took me 2 years to finish that, and I became holistic alternative psychology master. I finished that. I mean, over 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And what I'm doing today, I mean, I serve, assist, and support people on their life and business. And
Nice.
I do it from 2010 very successfully, which means people that I'm working with, they get what they're looking for. But it's my decision to work with people. It's not only your or their, because I'm not working for money. I will tell you that. I will take the money, don't get me wrong. But not everyone is qualified to what I do.
What drives you, if the determining factor is not money, what then drives you to want to pursue the current business that you're pursuing?
It's how it make me feel. If it's make me feel, I work with you. If it's not make me feel good, there is no way I'm gonna do it. Let me put it this way: I have high ethic and moral compass. And in the end of the day, any business that you're into, it's people involved. And if you're about to scam and cheat and ruin people's life, I'm out. I'm not there.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter how much money you're gonna pay me. That doesn't work for me.
Could you argue that most businesses, there's some form of exploitation?
I understand. I mean, here is the way I explain that, and you will understand. We belong to the marketplace. Marketplace is like a huge, huge tree, all the people inside. This tree have three branches. There is ideal, there is service, there is product. Now, people going to join your ideal, people going to use your service, people going to buy your product. That's what the marketplace is. What we
Yeah.
need to learn is how to take people or direct people in the tree to the branch that we're sitting on. We can sit on all three branches, we can sit on two, we can sit on one. Now, for that to work, you need people. So, what we need to learn is how to communicate with people and build relationship. Because you want people to stay with you for life, not for come to spend some money and leave. You want loyalty for now. Loyalty you get when you're honest and you have high integrity. If you don't have it, so you get the money and you go to the sunset. I mean, you can do that for a long time, but all the time you're going to watch your back to see who was people either follow you or was after you.
Yeah.
And if you do it for money, you're in trouble because you will never be happy. You never go anywhere with that because you're all the time running. You're running and running from and away from. And that's not for me. I don't like to work like that.
So, what would you say the best industries that you prefer to work on? Like, what verticals do you enjoy the most?
I don't I don't have a niche to say I'm work only with this industry. I work with people. Now I work with lawyer, I work with mortgage, I work with entrepreneur, I work with startup. Yeah. People have different way of thinking. And life provides you principle. When you follow the principle, you get the result that you're looking for, which is mean that's available to every person. Which is mean every person has three things that stay between him and what he want to be. Which is mean is your imagination, your belief system, and the habit that's come from your belief. Now, when you learn how to work with those three, you're gonna be way up in your game or whatever it is that you do. Think about that. Everything in the universe created twice. The first time in your mind, the second time in the physical reality. Look around you, all what you see, all what you have, if you go back in time, it was not exist. So the principle never change. The application is different from person to person. So now what is that you see in your mind, what your belief said about that, and what is the habit that you develop around that ideal, and what kind of activity you engage with. So
Do
the
you,
principle is very simple when you learn how to work with that.
when you talk about belief systems, what would you say are the most optimal belief systems to optimize one's business? What would you say? Is it morals and ethics? There's certain standards that you look for. What do you look for specifically?
When it's come to the belief, the first thing you need to convince is yourself. Which is, if you didn't convince yourself, nothing will happen. And that's the challenge. People have all kind of underlying belief. I'm no good. It's not working for me, and superstitious. And let's even go further than that. Your belief system is not yours. Somebody else installed it over there. So your challenge in life is to challenge all your belief that you have. There is some good, there is some belief that doesn't work for you. And your job is to challenge that because that's what holding you to go to the next level, to the next stage. If you believe it's going to work, great, it's going to work. If you believe it's not going to work, you need to either convince yourself first.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I think as an entrepreneur, the biggest challenge that you'll face is that belief in yourself. And that's something that I think that I was able to overcome at a very early age is I've always believed in myself. And it's very hard to convince other people to then purchase what you're offering if you don't even believe in it yourself. If you didn't then take the risk yourself to even try it, or you don't even use the product, And this is what you're kind of alluding to in that regard. But I wanted to ask you also about what do you think you can do as an entrepreneur when you realize that you have such conviction into a particular project and then you realize that there's not the right product market fit. It's not exactly going how you want. And what are ways in which you can understand that it's time to pivot and you've burned up way too much cash? And how do you know when it's time to pivot?
Imagine 10xing your earnings capacity to 100K per year while working remotely at the comfort of your own home. We are in the exponential growth phase of technological advancements. That means AI, AR, VR, robotics, and of course, Web3 technologies taking over the job market. At HeliCode Academy, we train students on Web3 hard skills and link them to employment in the job market. Find out more at helicode.xyz. And as always, see you, Space Cowboy.
If you have trust in yourself, yeah, everything is secondary. And here is the way. Say, if you have it in your head, you can have it in your hand. That doesn't mean that you're going to like it. That's the start. We start from there. Which now, the other principle said, if you want to have something that you never had before, you need to do something that you didn't do before. When you do that, here is the magic. You will never fail. It's impossible to make mistake and nothing will go wrong. Because you do something that you have no clue, you have no idea, you have no experience. How you can fail? You can't. What will happen, you will get result. That will give you experience.
Yeah.
Now the question is, how do you feel about that? If it's make you feel good, great, you put more time on this activity. If it's not make you feel good, it's even better. What I mean by that, because now you have something to learn. Now, if you ignorant and don't learning anything, you like the other monkey in the marketplace that nobody know, nobody see. But when you learn something new, marketplace appreciate that and compensate you because you come with new idea, you come with new innovation, you come with something new that nobody see before, you will be compensated. That's the game of the money. It's not about to love money, it's to learn how to make the money, how to gain the money, how to produce the money. If you're going to stay with what you love, yeah, I mean, it's option to have income from that, yes, is the best. But it doesn't work that way to everyone. That's the reason not many people are rich. Not many people have. Because they say, that's what I love to do, but it doesn't work for me. Because they don't know how the system works.
Yeah. So you would say the main thing is to understand how the system works to be able to then become a
Yes.
full-fledged, optimized entrepreneur.
Yes. I mean,
And
I work with lawyer.
yeah.
Yeah, when we start to work, his office was 10 by 10. Very tiny, tiny office. In the first year, he took the whole floor. In the second year, he took the whole building.
Wow.
As a lawyer, he know how to argue, but he
Yeah.
don't know how to produce income. When
Mhm.
it's come to business, that's a different animal.
Yeah.
And not only I work with mortgage guy. He have $2 million in his book of business, and he said to me, if I double this amount, I'm going to climb up the ladder in a corporation. Can you do something about it? I say, yes, I can. We sat for an hour and a half. I asked him to reveal his activity since he came to the office until he leave. What you do? When he said, I said, this do more, this do less, this don't do it all. We met after 1 month. He got to $5 million. Look, you sell mortgage, that's one thing. To do your business, it's a different animal. It's a different thing.
Yeah.
I have
Do,
many stories like that.
do you believe that money is made or it's taken?
That's a tough question. It's both. It's both. You made yourself the person that make the money.
Yeah. But
You're
when
good
you
proof if you hold two company, yeah, and you operate from Bulgaria. and you operate here instead. I mean, you prove that it's work.
Yeah, yeah. But the reason I ask you this question is because when I look at the landscape of how money works, I always tend to believe that money is only made from the Federal Reserve, and whatever's in the total circulating supply of money is taken from one another. So
I
when I build a business and I enter a marketplace, there's a pie, right, of the amount of people that are in this pie. And I'm trying to penetrate this pie and take a percentage from that pie from somebody else. Is that how
no,
you would kind of depict it?
no,
How do you
no.
see it?
Money then don't have any. I'm going to say limitation or how much amount you can make.
Mhm.
That is not exist. Federal Reserve have nothing to do with what you can do with yourself, because as I mentioned in the beginning, yeah, the marketplace is like the huge tree with three branches.
Yeah.
We need to learn how to direct people to the branch that we're sitting on. Now, when you sit on all three branches, it's what I call multiple source of income. That's game we need to learn how to do, because when you run a few businesses, yeah. Now, how you use your time and activity? That's the key. If you don't use the time and activity in a correct way, you're missing out. That's something you can learn. Yes, everybody can learn. And now the amount of money that exists in the world is endless. It's simply endless. Take Warren Buffett, take Elon Musk, take Elon Bezos. They, you can tell them you can. They will find. They will be creative. They will find way to produce more and more. Federal Reserve cannot stop them.
No, it's not about stopping them. I was alluding to the fact that they then decide how much more money gets printed each year, and you don't actually make the money. They artificially make or inject more capital into the market. And there's a particular, whatever niche you're in, let's say you're in logistics versus if you're in, the capital markets versus if you're in engineering, whatever niche you decide as an entrepreneur, there's only an X amount of pie, and that pie can increase in regards to the amount of money in circulating supply that increases in percentages, but you still are penetrating that pie, and you're then going to excuse me, and now have room for me. So that means that there's a percentage that you're going to take from that pie that's going to come to you that isn't coming to the other businesses.
I think it's illusion. It's illusion that either you have or some other people have, that there is any cap to what you can do or how much you're going to share with other. Does not exist.
Because when you look at even let's say social media landscape, right? When there's only, like, if I start a social media company, well, I'm competing with Facebook, with Instagram, with TikTok, and so on. And this is what I'm trying to allude to in the example of saying that if I am able to then capture some of that market, that then is going to steal market share from other people within the same market, right?
Well, I will ask you not to think that way. First of all, you have no competition. Which I came up with a phrase that said, when you look sideways, you stop to look forward.
Yeah.
Think about that. When you look sideways, you see what the other monkey do, you become monkey like them. When you look forward, is nobody there, is only you. Market share, when you bring value to people, they will join you. If you don't have value to offer, what the market share doing here? Nothing. You can't take market share with nothing. You need to bring value. The value that you bring to the market share, that's determine how far you can go with that, and how much you. Now, when you compromise, you end up losing. When you look sideways, you end up losing.
What do you mean by
When
compromising?
when you compromise, which is mean you have image in your head how it's supposed to be. Yeah, and you need to stick to that. Now, when if you don't have patience, you say, "Well, I have that now. I'm going to take it, and later on I deal with that." You compromise. If you want to drive the Mercedes, the big Mercedes car, yeah, and right now you have some other car like Toyota to drive, right? And you say, "Well, I can hold the Mercedes now. I have the Toyota, so I'm gonna drive the Toyota until I'm gonna get to the Mercedes." You compromise. You're not supposed to do that. You need to wait until you get, because that's the way the universes work. Yeah, when you have image in your head, if you can have it in your head, you can have it in your head. What is that you do to make that happen?
Yeah.
When you compromise to what's available, you just end up losing. You don't get the best. You get you get what's in there right, at the moment, and that is not serving you.
So you're alluding to more so the resilience aspect of I will find a way to make this work.
Yes, yes.
I understand. So how long do you think if someone was to work with you, what do you think, first of all, estimated, do you think how long it should take for someone starting as an entrepreneur until they become profitable? Like how long do you think it should take? Or do you think that could be anywhere from 1 month or 1 week to all the way to 5 years to 10 years? Where do you think that scale on the spectrum lands?
It's different from person to person because every person have different set of belief, and I'm kind of different than everybody else that you met so far because I don't have program that go for 6 months, 1 year, 2 years. My program go for 1 month, 1 month at a time, which is mean the first month, what I will ask you to do is to replace your self-image. If you don't replace your self-image, you're not going to do anything.
What does
And
that
what
mean?
I want you to be the person that you want to be. And you're going to start from the get-go. I give you example. I'm working now with a guy in Tacoma, Washington. He's an ex-military guy. He built school for entrepreneur from second grade and up in Bangladesh. Now he want to duplicate this business to US. So the first month, what I'm work with him is about her self-image. You need to see yourself as the principal of this kind of school. If you don't see yourself as the principal of this kind of school, you're not going to do anything. So, but
Yeah.
you have the experience before, so you know how does that look like. So he roll into this position right away. And later on, we was looking for a place, so we find a place. Now we're looking for students, so we find a way how to approach the PTA and to talk to the parent to send the kid to that school, the entrepreneur school. Now we need some money to run the whole program. You know who I asked him to call to? Elon
Who?
Musk. He sent message to Elon Musk, and
How
Elon
did he get
Musk
his contact? Twitter?
LinkedIn,
Wow.
and Elon Musk reply back. You see, this kind of belief. If you don't have this kind of belief, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
And I will push you to go all the way up. Because if you don't believe, nothing can change that. But if I convince you, yeah, and I will prove to you that you can do it, you will go for it. That's the adrenaline that you need in your body.
Yeah. Do do you think that anyone can be an entrepreneur? Do you think only a small percentage of people are meant to be entrepreneurs?
If you change the way you're thinking, if you change the way you believe, you can be entrepreneur. Which is mean It's go to your imagination. Now, imagination go two way. Either you go towards something or you stay away from something. Now, people that go towards something, what keep them busy all day long is how to get there, what they have to do, who they need to talk to, what road they need to take. Those the entrepreneur. That's what keep
Yeah.
you busy all day long. The other side, when you stay away from, which is mean you become expert on what not to do, and we have plenty of that. So
Yeah.
the challenge is to take people that know what he don't want and to redirect them to the other side, which is mean you have to use imagination because if you don't see it in your head, you're not going to see it in your head.
Yeah.
So, like, I will tell you something like that. Do you drive the car of your dream?
Yeah. I do.
Yeah. Now, before you bought it, how often you saw the car on the street?
All the time.
What happened?
I think with me, when you okay, so here's what I would say. When with this question, when I was younger, didn't the car in this sort of example for me was, hey, I wanted to be traveling around the world and living location agnostic and being able to help people by providing value, and then in return they would be able to give me money to sustain that type of lifestyle. So that was my vision as a kid, and I was able to achieve that because I believed in it. I had a vision, and I went after that vision, and I found different ways to get to the goal that I wanted to be, to live the life that I wanted to live.
Hey, so what happened is you work with the universe. The universe work for you because you take action on what you see in your head. Now you see that all over around you. What happened is you just put it on the top of your head. When you put the top of your head, that's what you see all day long. Now you search
Yes.
how to make it. When you start to take action, the universe is going to start to manifest it from the other side. That's the way it works. That's the principle. If you can see it in your head, you can see it in your head.
Do you think so? What can you do if you are struggling to believe in yourself, but you want to be an entrepreneur? You want to stop working for somebody. How can you get that unwavering belief into yourself?
Well, you start with a small exercise, which is mean you start to use your imagination. Imagination is the key to everything. Which is mean you need to because every person have imagination. How you use it, either you go towards something or you stay away from. So to move you, if you have enough drive in you to be more than you are, yeah. We now we go to your belief system, which is mean your belief system is not yours. We inherit that from our parent. Until the age of 6, 7, we copy and imitate what our parent do. So if our parent was a business owner or traveling the world, that's what we learn. That's what we know.
Yeah.
Later on in life, we had all what you perceive as true, it's become your belief. Along with that came superstitious. Superstitious is belief. If
Yeah.
you believe not to cross the street because black cat cross the street, you're going to do something different. So now I see the black cat, I ignore that, I just keep going. What is that telling you? That belief is subjective from person to person. What you believe is true for me, it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
So now you say, wait a minute. This guy has saw the black cat, but he crossed the street. He didn't care. So what will happen to
Yeah.
me? You will go and you see nothing happen to you. What do you say to yourself in that moment? I couldn't believe I can do it. Which is mean now you challenge your belief. That's your job in life to challenge every belief that you have. Because either it's going to serve you or going to hold you. So you don't now to challenge your belief is the habit that you have. Habit, when you look at that, is time and activity. Every habit is time and activity. Even when you're thinking, this is the activity. How much time you stay there? That's the time. So
Yeah.
now, when you want to replace some belief, you go, what kind of activity you have around this belief? Which is where you said to yourself, I'm going to the gym from 7 to 8 in the morning. That's every day. That's what I do. 7, 8 in the morning, I'm on a gym. That's the activity, that's the time. That's also the belief. You believe that in the morning is better to do it in the afternoon or in the evening. One day you decide, wait a minute, I want to change it. I want to take it to the afternoon. I want to take it to the evening to go to the gym. So you replace your activity. You don't touch the time. Activity now move to the afternoon or the evening. Now you have the time in the morning to do some other activity. So what you replace is activity. You don't touch the time.
Yeah.
And now when you start to do it in the evening, you get different result. So now that's, you go to your belief and say, wow, I didn't know I can do it.
Hey Bro, I'm Just Trolling is something that will not just challenge your perspective, but also touch your heart and soul. It's a book that defies convention, blending art and literature into a thought-provoking masterpiece. A reflective piece of provocative art that tackles societal constructs from angles you've never considered. Hey Bro, I'm Just Trolling delves into the very essence of our existence. It questions the technology that surrounds us, challenges our notions of beauty, stares unflinchingly into the eyes of death, and questions the boundaries of freedom. It scrutinized the educational system that molds our very future. This book is a journey, an exploration of shared human experience, and it's a work of art that refuses to be confined by tradition. It's a canvas painted with words, a melody of thought, and a testament to the power of creativity in a world dominated by algorithms and data. Visit moonboycapitalventures.com and get your hands on Hey Bro, I'm Just Trolling today. It's not just a book, it's a movement. Now let's jump back into the show.
Yeah. Do you, as you get older, do you think it's harder as an older entrepreneur to continue to challenge your worldviews, to expand your thought
Yes,
process, to be more
yes,
imaginative? Why do you think
yes.
that is?
Because the habit that we adapt until the age of 20, people have no habit. If you listen to people up to 20, they say whatever, whatever, which is mean everything go. From the age of 20, they start to adapt all kind of habits, good and not good, serving you or not serving you. But every activity that you repeat multiple times, it's become habit. Now, until the age of 30, 35, it's very easy to replace your habits because you obligate only to yourself. After 30, 35, many people get married, they start family, or start some activity that the habit is so installed in there for time, they can replace the habit, but it's take longer. As you grow
Yeah.
up more and more, your habit so deep inside that either you lazy or you don't believe that you can change it. And it's very hard to replace your habit. But it's possible if you work with yourself, not on yourself, with yourself, you can replace your habit. And the habit to be entrepreneur is kind of very simple. When you entrepreneur, you provide value to the to society. You provide something, some tangible or not tangible stuff to people to either ideal service or product. So now you need to learn how to work with people, how to communicate with people, how to build relationship. Because that's going to bring you the income. So when you learn that, now you enter to entrepreneur. What you bring to the market, that's you. What you like to bring.
Yeah. When you talk about the ideal service and product, Can you walk me through the ideal portion and how you can leverage that idea to be able to extract value from others in this sort of synergetic partnership?
Well, ideal can have movement, can be party, can have something that people wanna join you. What that you do? You talk about social media. So if you come with another source of social media that appeal to people, that's the ideal. People going to join you. Yeah. Uh, yeah, the service and product is the huge umbrella that everything underneath that.
Yeah,
Yeah, if you come with a new service, we have million services. And now, most of the service on the most part is customer service. If you have a good customer service, you will have long life on this business. If you don't have good customer service, people come and go. Product is
yeah,
dependent on the quality of the product. If you have a good product, people will stay with you. If you don't have good product, it's in and out, in and out.
yeah. So bootstrapping or fundraising when you're trying to build, what would you suggest?
That's the ideal. You need to have a good ideal. Is
Yeah,
what may now here is another thing. As an entrepreneur, start to work with your feeling from your heart, not from your head. Stay away from logic and common sense. Logic and common sense gonna hold you hostage. Stay away from that.
what do you
How is
mean
that
by
make
that?
you feel? Go to your feeling. If it's make you feel good, it's the right place to be. You're gonna justify it with logic and common sense, but not start with logic and common sense. Start with feeling. When you're hungry, what do? You feel hungry. When you're mad, you feel mad. You take
Yeah,
action after feeling, not after logic.
yeah, it's true.
Here's what I'm saying. Follow your feeling. That's going to lead you to better place, not logic. We justify it with logic and common sense. We just to justify it, no more than that. But what drives us to do something is the feeling.
What is money?
Say it again.
What is money?
What is your? You work
No,
with
what is
feeling.
money? What is money?
What do you mean?
What is money? What is money to you?
Oh,
What is it?
money.
What is it? Yes.
Money is exchange. It's exchange from for value that you offer to society.
Why do we use it?
Why we use it?
Yes.
Is that to make life very easier on you. That's what it is. Make your life easy.
Because my thing is, why do we uniformly agree upon that money should be then the medium of exchange for a good or service or an idea? Why do we agree upon that?
Because that the society agree for. If we go back in time, there was different kind of exchange. We exchange product with product or product with service. Later on, people didn't have anything to exchange, so they came up with a form of paper. They call it money. They say this is the value I give to this kind of product or this kind of service. So I exchange. I give you the value. You give me the product. You give me the service. That's what we call money. That's what we call the paper or the coin. It
Why,
starts in a different way and it changed to what we have today.
do you believe in what we have today, where there's one organization that's able to control the monetary policy?
No, no, nobody
What do
can
you?
control that. Nobody can control. If you come with new ideal, if you come with a new innovation, to the marketplace. As marketplace is people, is the small people that take buy into to ideal or service that you provide. And if the many people buy the ideal, what the monetary can do? Nothing. They can stop you. If you have great ideal, nothing can stop you.
What if they put regulations against that product or service and say you cannot, like what they did with prohibition, for instance? And obviously it didn't stop anything because people were still making speakeasies in the back end and they were doing whatever they were doing. So I want to ask you, how do you then navigate that with the regulatory hurdles?
Well, here is the thing. There is a kind of moral question here. If
Yeah.
you break the law, you need to expect that somebody going to be after you one day. Not necessarily. There is people that break in the law and nothing happened to them. But that's
Yeah.
the risk that you take.
Yes.
You take a risk, and if you're willing to take the risk, go ahead, do it. Because you risk yourself, you don't risk anybody else, and don't do that to anybody else. Also, that's the moral part in that. When you take risk like that, don't involve other people, because that's going to sit on your conscience all your life.
Yeah. Do you believe in the judicial system, the law system, how it
Yes,
works?
yes. Yeah,
You think it's
there
fair?
need to be law and order. You can leave everything loose that everybody going to do what he like to do, because there is people that they're what we call hot head. When you
Yeah.
hot head, you want to take revenge, and for you, revenge is to kill the other person. You didn't give him
Yeah.
life. You don't have the right to take it.
Yeah. Okay. What about the ability to transfer as much money as you want instantaneously to somebody else without financial restrictions? Do you think that there should be a whole bunch of restrictions in that regard?
It's on you. It's on you. If you want to do it, no, look, you're in charge of your life. You do
Yeah.
with your life whatever you want when it's on a legal or on the moral value. Yeah. You want to give it to someone else, go ahead. It's your money. It's your.
But doesn't everybody give their money to someone else hypothetically because we put it into a bank and then the bank's basically leasing the control of that money?
Oh, well, that's the system. This is the way the system works. Yeah. You can keep the money under the mattress. For some people, they don't have enough room for that. There is people that they have too much room for that. Yeah. So we have kind of institute that's gonna carry that what we have in kind of secure place that we have access to that when we want it. That's the bank institute.
Do you believe in that kind of system as the future?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's gonna be change any time in the future. There's not gonna be any different institute. The banks, there's all the time gonna stay like that.
Have you heard about cryptocurrencies?
I know cryptocurrency. Yes, I know about that. Many people skeptic about that. They don't know how is that work, so they're not going into there. Now the majority of people not gonna participate. There is small amount of people that play with cryptocurrency. Yeah, and they think that it's going to be something good, but it didn't stick yet. Maybe in the future, I don't know. But as far as now, the bank is the holding for money to people.
Are you familiar with Bitcoin
Yes,
and the ability to transact payments peer to peer?
yeah, yeah,
Did you know that there's estimated 100 million wallets currently right now online that are active?
yes, yeah, yeah.
Do you see that number increasing or decreasing? Do you see that as the free market deciding that they want a new sort of way in which there's a permissionless and trustless way to transact to somebody peer to peer? without having to use intermediary?
Well, here is the thing. Oh, it's very hard to measure what hold the currency, what kept the value. Yeah, what control the value? What's make it more or less in value? That's
Hmm.
my understanding of that. Yeah, which is mean when you measure country with gold, so you measure what how much gold they have, and this the
Yeah.
way they translate into currency. When you talk about Bitcoin and stuff, it's not attached to anything. So how you decide how the money value when it's go up, when it's go down?
It depends on what you're pricing it against. You could price it against real estate, and you could price it against US dollars. You could price it against Kenyan shillings. It depends on what you're pricing it against. So, and what is the US dollar backed by?
The US dollar now is not attached to anything. It's attached to air. Yeah,
So,
they're printing money like crazy, like they have. So
what's the difference?
the money, the value go down.
Exactly. And the asset appreciation of Bitcoin goes up. It's volatile, but it goes up. So, and it's a fixed supply, and nobody controls it. So, I guess maybe that's a unique selling point of it, as opposed to the US dollar. It's backed by nothing, and it just print more of it.
Well, I'm not expert about this topic.
Yeah, yeah,
I have, I have my own idea, but that's about that.
yeah. It's interesting because when you talk about the imagination of how things could change, that's why like I brought up this topic specifically to see, are you able to then, because you have probably your own depiction of how money should work or how it does work, but do you foresee money changing in the future? Are you challenging that worldview? Um, that's what I want to know.
It's not my job. I mean, I don't think that I have enough influence to make that change in the world. I don't have this
Yeah,
power, so I just let it work the way it's work, and I use the
yeah,
conventional way, and that's it. That's work for me. I'm
yeah.
I'm
I
not
guess it's
looking, I'm not looking to be rich, and I'm not gonna be poor. I want to have comfortable life. Yeah,
yeah,
and if I provide value to people, that's my purpose in life, to make people live and have a good life. But put it this way, I want people to have a life, not make a living. Most of
yeah.
the people make a living, they don't have life.
Yeah, this is absolutely true. And I think this is, again, that system, what I guess they call it the rat race, is what it kind of traps you
Right.
into.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the goal was always for me to escape that rat race and work when I want, take time off when I want, and be with my family when I want. And I was able to cultivate that sort of life for myself.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. I agree on that. That's what I do. I mean, that's basically what I do.
Yeah. And I think that, I guess, the conclusion here is that it's up to them, the entrepreneurs, to maybe push the society forward to maybe make a more fair, inclusive system in that regard. But I wanted to ask you about what you think about young entrepreneurs, and do you think that you should start to become an entrepreneur as early as possible, or do you think that you should build up skill sets by working for somebody else first and then become an entrepreneur a little bit later? Once you build up skill sets, build up a little bit of resources, build up a little bit of knowledge, had a couple failures, how do you see it?
Anyway, it's going to work for you. And you need to start very early in age, because when you think about that, any business that you have, it's people involved. So the first thing that you want to pay attention to, it's how do you communicate with people and how you build relationship. That's the key to good entrepreneur, to good income. Yeah, is how you build relationship with people, how you communicate with people. That's the key. When you do it in an early age, you're good to go for a long time. When you do it later in life, it's you're gonna take longer and a little bit challenges along the way, but you can get there. I
Yeah.
prove myself to do it. I mean, I start very late in life, yeah, to be where I am today. I didn't
Yeah.
have anybody that gonna guide me and educate me when I was younger. It's for me. It's everything is self education. As I mentioned, I didn't finish high school.
Yeah. Yeah. What is your take on school as a whole?
School is you learn how to be socialized with other people. There is many things that school holding you hostage, which is mean the first thing that school do, he he suspend your imagination.
Yeah.
When you go to school, they ask you to pay attention, which is when you suspend your imagination. When you come to
Yeah.
the marketplace, if you don't have imagination, you're like a robot. You have a
Yes.
job until the day you died, and that's it.
Yes. I think the same too as well. I think it's very restrictive and it does suspend your imagination, and also it's outdated a lot of times because it's not able to keep up and outpace the rate of change that's happening
No,
in the particular vertical.
no, it's much more involved than that. I mean, they teach you what to learn, not how to learn.
Yes.
If they teach you how to learn, you're going to pick and choose what you want to learn in life, and you're going to be good at that because you like that. There is
Exactly.
another area that the way people learning, there is four area that people learning, and the school apply only to one. Now, majority of people are visual learner. 55% are visual learner. So school doesn't do any good for them. So more than half the people that go to school don't learn anything because this is not the way
Yes.
they're learning.
Yeah, I think there will be more alternative ways of learning moving forward, especially now with artificial intelligence that's come about and the ability to be able to index data more quickly and get the concise answer, the ability to consolidate curriculums and make entire learning plans and lesson plans. So I think the world of how to learn is completely changing. You know, you have online courses and stuff. I learned more from YouTube and online courses than I had from university. And people don't believe me when I say that, but it's just the truth. You know, school didn't teach me how to start a podcast.
Well,
You know,
I understand. You don't need to listen to people. You need to listen to yourself. When you listen to yourself, you will have the best result. When you start to listen to people, you develop pleasing personality toward other because you want to please them, not yourself.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. Haim, I appreciate your time. This has been great, man. This has been amazing. Where can people find you on the internet?
Say it again.
I said, where can people find you on the internet?
Uh, Go on LinkedIn. I have YouTube. I mean, I can send you email all my
Yeah,
contact, the phone number. I will send
please
you the
do.
email.
And
You can post it. And
yes, absolutely. Please do send me all that, and I'll put it in the show notes, man. Do you have any closing thoughts before we go?
yeah, when you go toward life, find people that want to assist, serve, and support you, not helping you. People that helping you, they're looking to sell you something or to give you their opinion. Stay away from them.
Yeah. Thank you. Hi, this has been another great episode of Mooncast, man, and peace.